Hello, good evening, everyone. We'll start with the session. Hope I'm audible, like you can hear me. Okay. What did we discuss in the last class? Did you get a chance to do the assignment? Have you done the assignment? Parallelly work on the assignment. Don't neglect the assignment. Okay. Okay, we'll just brush up the entire topic. What is marketing? What is marketing? You can give the answers in one sentence. What do you mean by marketing? Want everyone to respond so that we can keep the session interactive. Marketing is what we are telling about the product. Marketing has the entire umbrella of the first one is what? Marketing umbrella. We have branding, then we have the product, then we have advertisement, then we have publicity. After publicity, we have PR, then sales, all these things, promotion, everything combined together. The strategical behavior the brand takes to communicate with their audience, to build the relationship, having a strategical plan for all these things combined together becomes marketing. What are the types of marketing which are there? What are the two types of marketing? Traditional marketing and modern marketing. In traditional marketing, it is what are the examples of traditional marketing? Posters, TV ads, all these things come under traditional marketing. What is for modern marketing? All kind of marketing which involves online is the modern marketing. Okay. What are the four P's of marketing? What are the four P's of marketing? Product is what you're selling. Price is what you're charging. Place is where you are selling. Promotion is what you're telling about the brand. Okay, hope this is clear. I'll not go for the previous days. I'll start with yesterday's revision so that everyone are aligned on the same page. We'll not start with the previous days. We'll start from yesterday's. Okay, any kind of marketing, the first thing, as soon as we tell marketing, the first thing is how we try to capture users' attention. Okay, once we have attention only, we'll be able to actually plan the products better. Yeah, so understanding the user audience is very important. Okay, as soon as you wake up, you start scrolling the phone where you check your WhatsApp, Instagram, all notification. That is the kind of marketing place you enter. Okay, the word attention is like before you even talk about digital platforms, the kind of brands which know how to grab humans' attention is something which is called as, which is very important for marketing. Okay, the first step for marketing is to capture users' attention. Before we talk about digital marketing, we have to understand how we try to grab users' attention. 100 years ago, newspaper is something which started in terms of marketing. But 80 years ago, billboard was converted. After billboard, we got the TV ad. And but today we have only 6-inch screen which captures entire attention, that is our mobile phone. So with respect to past, in the past, product was everything. Now attention is everything. The more, the better your product is. If it doesn't have attention, people will not actually observe you. Okay, we have to understand how to grab attention. There we have our needs, wants, and demand. It is like a gambling machine where continuously we are scrolling, that our retention is reduced, which is becoming very hard for us to actually hold the attention of users. Traditional marketing fulfill our needs, but digital marketing create a desire. Desire means what? Wants and demand. What are the things which we want and which we demand for the product are desires. Okay. Recently, if you have seen any ad, you have to understand whether you want the product or you need the product. Okay. The ad is maybe that creative enough that you will require the product, but it is not like without that you can't survive. Just because you got the ad, maybe you would have bought the product. Okay. That is your need, want, and desire. Traditional marketing is about need, digital marketing is about how you create a desire. And in terms of the evolution which is there, we'll understand what are the evolution which is there. What are the four evolution? If you remember, we had discussed in the previous class. What is the first evolution that happened? What is the first evolution that happened? Yeah, product centric. That means there were less competition. So people were too much oriented towards what product they're selling, how the product is, what the product is talking about. So people used to circulate around the product. Okay. Then we, after product, what we had customer centric, where customer was the king. They had a lot of option to buy what they want or buy not buy what they want, because there were so much of option, so much of brand whom they can actually try and actually rely on. Okay, that is customer centric. After customer centric, what we have? Value centric. What value we are giving for the customers? Okay, so if your product is actually giving a lot of benefit, people are actually seeing you. Then at the present forward generation is the AI era. If you see, every here to here, the generation gap is almost 4 decades. Decade is where decade means 10 years. It took almost 10 years here. 90s to 1950, almost we have 50 years here. That means 5 decades it took. From this to this also close to how much decade? Within 2 decades, the things got changed. Then we have within 1 decade, value centric came. But here, if you see, the difference is even lower. The AI generation is something which is in fast forward. We have to understand, buy it, and they they have to. If someone wanted to have a car, they, until and unless they are black, they will be able to get the product, because there were no lot of options. But when it comes to customer centric, there was so much of brands who were actually competing with each other. That is when ads started coming. Then we have customer centric, where you have to understand each audience whom you're serving, how they are behaving. With respect to parents, how the behavior is. With respect to a teenage person, how the behavior is. So adaptability should happen based on how the behavior of audience is. In value centric, we have the internet era, where customer has the freedom to decide what is the kind of story. Two way we can interact through online platforms. Initially, only advertisement through was through TVs, where people used to see, but people used to not comment. They didn't get a chance to comment. They didn't get a chance to react with the brand. But when it comes to the product centric era, people started communicating. It was two-way communication. Okay. Then we have digital AI, where mobile experience became vaster. Okay. We understood about the pizza effect. What does it tell? That with respect to the kind of prediction, like for example, I am watching maybe Instagram where I will get all the things related to diet. Maybe you will get related to pizza. Why it is happening? Because of STP. Whenever a company does any kind of advertisement, they try to segment based on our behavior, target target based on our mood, and then position a perfect ad at that particular instant. That is why it should be more relevant. If it is not relevant, people will not actually consider your product. First thing in business you should understand is why. Why is it important? Why the brand is doing? Why you have to give offers? Not only in business, in life also, you should understand what is the importance of why. Okay, it's not about if someone is doing, we are doing. It's not that way. Why I am doing digital marketing course? Why am I actually studying? All these purpose driven, we have to be there where we know what is the final end goal. Okay, we can measure traditional marketing is estimated. We can't estimate the people who are actually going on the flyover. For example, Silk Board flyover in Bangalore, almost 1 lakh people pass by, but no one knows who actually you're addressing to, who is the actual audience you're addressing to. But when it comes to digital platform, every click, every interaction will be counted. They can track. Okay, so that is why the famous saying goes like, if you can't measure that, how can sorry, if you can't you can't manage it, if you can't measure it, what does it tell? Until and unless you're not able to measure something, if I'm not able to measure how many people are in class, I'll be not able to actually understand whether you people are following my class or not. Once I'm able to actually understand and measure what it is, okay, then we'll be able to understand what exactly it is happening. Yeah. And then we have a CTR. What is CTR? After clicking the ad, what it is happening, where it is going. All these things come under CTR. You can't manage the ad whenever you're not actually seeing the ad. Is this clear? Then we have diaper effect, which tells that, for example, I want to sell maybe Pampers. Pampers, who is the target audience? Someone who is a parent or has infant kid. Okay, the baby, newly born kid, whoever is there, I want to target those audience. When I want to have that specific targeting, will my traditional marketing allow it? Traditional marketing doesn't allow it. The reason being that the audience base is very large. I can't do specific targeting. On a TV, I can't decide whether each individual is interested in seeing my product. But when it comes to digital platform, the every interaction is actually counted. Every interaction, everything. So that is where it tells that shift from contextual to behavioral targeting happens. That is where this thing actually works. Is this clear till here, everyone? I just gave a quick walkthrough of the entire class so that you'll be able to. Yeah. See, like because you're taking digital marketing class, you are able to see social media, on all the social media courses related to marketing is someone has messaged that. Why does that happen? That happens because you're you're segmented towards that behavior. Okay. Tomorrow you start seeing shampoo, you are segmented towards shampoo. So segmenting happens in the back end. Once you're segmented, you're targeted based on the mood. Okay, maybe I am someone who is always scrolling hair care products because I am not able to manage my hair. But based on my segmentation, am I actually in the mood to buy the product? Am I in that right position to actually get converted is also something which is tricky. Involving all this, we'll be able to actually make a better business or marketing strategy. Yeah. This is actually a good one. Try to relate the example, real life example. You should try to observe and relate. Only then you will be able to understand the concepts and try to adapt it better. Is this clear? Just wanted to understand, like, all of you are in your college, or is there anyone who is into a working profession? Anyone in the class who is already working as a in digital marketing? All of you are students itself. Okay. Okay. See, marketing is about perspectives, okay? Maximum, maximum, whatever I'm teaching, try to resonate with real time example, because you're not actually hands on, you're not actually working now. Okay, so once your concepts are clear, try to take any brand example and then try to resonate all the concepts whichever is being taught. We'll go into execution of content calendar, media plan, everything. But what is the primary objective of marketing is, it's very important to understand that how you understand marketing. Okay, it's something working for someone is not need not be that it will work for you. It's very important for you to understand um, how exactly the brand is functioning, what the brand is actually doing. All these things are very, very important. Okay, hope you have it is clear till here. All the concepts, whatever we have discussed, you have understood till here. Okay, then we'll continue with the class where we learn what are the kind of behavioral change we have. Okay, in traditional marketing, almost 50K brochures with wrong numbers, if it is there, everything. You would have invested almost 1 lakh rupees for printing the maxin. All 1 lakh rupees is of waste, because you can't immediately optimize means what? Make effective changes to change something which is existing. I want to optimize myself. That means the abilities which I have to sharpen it more to become a better individual. That is called as optimizing. Okay, same way in marketing also, you have to optimize yourself. You have to optimize the campaigns so that the performance is better from the previous month. Okay, every time whenever you're giving any plan for any kind of brand, any kind of strategy you do, usually we do it for 1 month, so that whatever is working in this 1 month, we try to take the things which is working and put in the second month. Okay, so month on month we try to observe the campaign performance. So whenever it comes to traditional marketing, adaptability is very, very low. Okay, but when it comes to digital marketing, we are able to optimize the campaign whenever it is required. Okay, if for example I notice that there is some kind of bounce rate, within 1 minute I can rectify that without spending a lot of money. Okay, so fix the engine while the car is running means you can actually make the changes when the campaign is running. Campaign means what? What do you mean by the word campaign? What do you mean by campaign? What do you understand by the word campaign? Campaign is not exactly group promotion, group of members. Campaign is um, a larger perspective where you're segmenting people. Okay, for example, I have a campaign where I want to sell if for example we'll think of Puma. Okay, what are the subcategories Puma have? Puma comes under which category? Puma comes under which category? They don't have only shoes, no. They come under fashion. In fashion, they are into sports. Okay. Sport shoes are there. We have what? Shoes, jackets, clothing, and bags. All these things we have. Okay. All these are subcategories. Is this clear? So based on each category, I can have different campaign. Campaign one, that means people interested in my shoes will only see that particular advertisement. Okay. People interested in jacket only will see one advertisement. That is what is called as campaign. Each campaign will be created based on what objective the brand wants, which subcategory they want to pick. Okay, there'll be one ad. Under that ad, there will be different campaigns, one ad account inside the different campaigns for them to pick actually what product or what subcategory they want to promote. Based on that, they will try to build the campaign. Yeah. Okay. We were discussing about the Nike shoes where we see the ad and then we walk in and there are chances that we'll buy, or Nike doesn't have idea that how many people have actually come in the store and who are gone. The reason being that they're not able to track any kind of audience behavior. But when it comes to digital platform marketing, everyone is able to understand what journey the customer is going through, what product are they seeing, which color they are seeing. All these things they are able to actually forecast is trying to store the data they have within. Okay, I'll give you 1 minute, just try to understand and observe what are there. This we had discussed last class till here. I'll give you 2 minutes, try to understand what is there. I'll give you 1 minute, try to understand. Write this down also, write this down and try to understand what it is and all. Okay. What do you mean by the word attribution? Attribution. What do you mean by attribution? What do you mean by the word attribution? Attribution is like, uh, for example, Divya, Vidya, and Sushmita. These three people have walked into Nike shoes. Sorry, Nike store. Okay, they have walked into Nike store that is not being tracked, but on maybe Instagram they're seeing their reel through one campaign. For example, think uh, Adidas, Nike has three campaigns going live. One is shoes, one is jacket, one is bags. Okay. Divya sees shoes, Vidya sees cloth, and Sushmita sees a bag. Each one are seeing different ad, so the kind of visibility is attributed for that particular campaign. Attributed means um, who is actually segmented for what, where they're actually looping in. For example, A section, B section, C section is there in a college. Who is actually attributed to which class? Like, for example, in B section, someone is first rank. That means the first rank is attributed to the B section. Is this clear? Huh. This definition is close enough. I think you have searched on Google, but attribution is, for example, there are three campaigns for three subcategories. Okay. Where exactly it is being attributed. Like, for example, there is A section, B section, C section. There are three sections in which the class is. Maybe first rank is from B section. That means the attribution of first rank is went to the B section. Okay. Attribution is which audience is coming from where. Okay. One more example is maybe there are three stores. Okay. I walk into the last store. That means there is one attribution for this particular store. How many walk-ins or how many people are actually checking upon them? That is being associated with that particular store. That is attribution. Okay. Why is attribution important? Like, for example, I have seen a ad in last 30 days. Last 30 days means from today, maybe March 2nd. March 2nd, I have um, footfall is different. This is different slightly. Footfall is how many people are coming, going. But attribution is how you're associating, where you're associating, sorry. Okay, where you're associating is attribution. Yeah, where you're actually attributing things. Footfall is about how many people are coming, going. Okay, attribution is how you're trying to associate something. Okay. Uh, Maybe if I remember any better example, I will try to explain that. But try to understand attribution is not with respect to footfall, but understanding the customer journey, where and all they're going. For example, today I see Adidas, tomorrow I see Nike. That means I'm attributed for both Adidas and Nike because I've seen both. Okay. But the attribution is considered the previous visit. So last, if I have seen Adidas, Adidas is my attribution. Something like that it works. With better example, maybe I'll take it up later. But for a glance understanding, attribution is this. Okay. So here we'll see attribution journey. Okay, how the journey is happening. For example, Nike is there, someone is walking in, there is no idea, but when Insta ad may they have seen, they're going to website, they see on YouTube, and 10% of the ad who have seen, maybe out of 100, 10 people have purchased the ad. There are T&M trackers. Okay, that means there are extra URLs which actually track the performance of customer journey. Maybe I've seen an ad on Instagram, and I've seen an ad on YouTube also. The journey of me being an audience is being tracked so that the brand is being helped to understand where their audience are sitting. Is this clear? Is this clear? For example, here you see industry is sports and apparel. And what is the revenue? Revenue means how big the company is, what their revenue they're generating, potential market. Okay. And then UTM link means the tracking link. What is the tracking link for brand? For example, I'm talking over phone. Okay, I'm on call. I'm not opening Truecaller, but there is Truecaller ad which is coming. How is it being tracked? Through these tracker. These are external tracker which someone in the team would have created and shared it with us. We'll be adding that when we create a campaign. Okay, so whenever someone see or someone click, the tracker will help us to actually get the attribution done. Try to map who is going where. Okay, the entire journey is being tracked through these links. Okay, Nike offers a very wide range of athletic apparels and footwear. Then the kind of innovation, product, passion towards fitness, all these things are something where persona means what kind of behavior they have. Okay, what is the outstanding sense of humor they have. Okay, awareness, consideration in decision, service, and loyalty. Awareness is how many people are actually seeing. They're seeing on the website. Once they're seeing, they're considering it. Considering it in the sense, they're not only seeing the brand, but they're seeing the individual product and trying to understand the product better. Okay. Once they know the product, then they're shopping it online. Maybe they want a service, they're returning the product or they're exchanging any product. That comes with respect to exchange. Loyalty is if they have any drop downs or if they have any deal crackers, people will automatically buy their product. That is where exclusive drops are there. Okay, sometimes if you have observed, there are few brands which are available on Swiggy, but they're not available on Zepto. There are some cases where it is exclusively available only on Zepto. There is no other app which is promoting them. Why do brand get into such partnership? Why do brand get into such partnership? My question is, there are some times if you have observed, the brand is being there in any one platform. Okay, if they are selling, maybe if I'm selling this bottle in Zepto, I'm not selling it anywhere else. Why do brand take such decision? Why do they have to have exclusive contract with any one kind of platform? Why do brands agree for that is my question. To increase business and audience, they have to be available everywhere. No, that time only if someone is not using Zepto, they will be using maybe Blinkit. Then you'll be able to actually attract. Huh. The reason being that to achieve mutual growth, like for example, just imagine that I am a owner of XYZ brand and the some there is XYZ brand where they want to sell their product. They're selling maybe flowers. Okay, fresh flowers. Okay. They'll sign a contract with me. I am maybe from Zepto. They'll sign a contract that we will sell only on your platform so that whoever wants to buy flowers are forced to come to your platform because we're only available with you. Okay. But the thing is, you should promise me that you will get take a lesser commission because I'm getting people, getting my loyal audience also on the platform. Okay, that time because these people are there only on one platform, their loyal base will automatically come to Zepto only to see the product. What advantage the flower person will have doing that is because I'm getting people, I would require you to take lesser commission so they can save their budget there. Okay, that is a main reason why they try to actually leverage on one kind of exclusive deals. Yeah, somewhere it is positive, somewhere it is negative because the positive thing is because it's available only on them, because the variations are very low. If you click on flower, only two, three brands is there. Your brand is being stand out because there is less competition. Okay, because you have an exclusive deal, they can't have all the brands onboarded. on them. So the variety is slightly lesser, that is making the brand stand out. Okay, but what is the disadvantage for brand? That the brand is giving a lot of free hand for Zepto, where suddenly Zepto gets tied up with some other brand. That time they'll be hampered. Did you understand the difference? Did you understand the difference? Okay, just to repeat, for example, if there is advantage also, disadvantage also. Maybe I'm selling this Vicks. Okay, this Vicks bottle, if I'm selling only on Zepto, I would have tied up with Zepto telling that I am selling only on yours, so you don't get my competitors also onboarded. Because I'm getting my people who are addicted to Vicks, who like the Vicks smell, on the platform. So I'm driving people, I'm driving footfalls, or I'm driving that audience base which I have. My loyal audience are coming because Wix has a brand itself, has a good audience base. People know the brand. There is no one who don't know Wix has a brand. Okay. So in that case, they will try to sign up in such an agreement that there is a lot of dependency on Zepto. Suddenly Zepto will get onboarded, maybe their competition, or they will get a higher commission from their competition, and they try to go that side. That time your Wix will have problem because they've trusted, they have relied on Zepto so much that they're not the kind of risk they have taken relying on them is hampering them, because there is other people also they are getting onboarded, but they are only limited to Zepto now. Is this clear? Okay, that is with respect to that. Okay. See, all these things are point one, point two, you right? Okay. This is the next. Fourth one is attribution. Okay. After attribution, fifth one is efficiency and long tail. What does that mean? The meaning of it is like, for example, you can't put this on TV. It's too niche. Okay. Per day, you're spending 200 rupees on a digital search ad will actually help you grow better than doing a TV ad. Okay. As I told, like the previous example, Biotech or one more brand was there, no? Body Shop, all these things can't do a TV ad because their product is so niche to premium luxury audience that doing a TV ad is waste for them. They have to go and try maybe a digital search ad, giving minimum budget per day. Digital removes the floor price barrier and finds the true audience globally. What does that mean? That there is no fixed price you have to spend. You can spend how much ever you want based on your capability and capacity when you are a new brand. But in TV ads, you're forced to get onboarded at least for lakhs together for 10 seconds video. Initially, you will not have a lot of money. If you have a lot of investors and all, your money will be flowing. You can take that risk. Maggie and all, they'll have 2 rupees, 3 rupees profit in one Maggie packet. Still, they're able to afford a TV ad because their audience size is TAM, total addressable market, is too high. How many audience they're addressing to is so high that they can take that risk doing a TV ad. Okay. But brand, maybe some noodle brand, you think. Okay, someone who is selling that packet noodles, their audience size is slightly lower because the packet one already slightly expensive than the Maggie, and they may not able to do a TV ad. And such people can start doing a digital ad. Is this clear? Is this clear? Yeah. Next, we'll see interactivity. What does interactivity mean is that each and everything I request you to write down, because you will eventually not understand where to implement what. Okay. Traditional is Monologues, that means someone is seeing a TV is not able to respond to the ad, they're not able to interact everything. But when it comes to your uh, digital ads, you're able to respond. You're making funny comments, you're replying to brands back, their dialogues. Brand building is much more effective. If you see, Zomato ad doesn't feel like Zomato's notification doesn't feel like ad. They sound like a friend who is talking to you about their um, asking you, showing the concern whether you're hungry, you're bored, you're tired. If there is a match going on, why don't you take a cup of coffee? What's the best way to move on from the World Cup loss? You can order something like that. India wins the World Cup and 10 fans get something. When India when India wins, then 10 fans will get something. These kind of strategical creative is helping the brand to stay engaged with the audience. People are talking about it. People are sharing to their friends, telling that Zomato is doing something like this. So engagement, branding, building brand affinity is something which is very important. Their audience who can talk to them. Okay, recently, I don't know if I've told. Recently, I was going in Rapido. There, suddenly I got a notification around 5 o'clock. It's time to go back home. The traffic is being increased. It's better you reach before the traffic is shoot up, because it know that the I booked a Rapido while going, so the Rapido already knows that I'm somewhere other location. I have not yet come home. So there is a notification which sounds like someone is caring for you, that you have to reach back safely. Such kind of messaging is important, where your content planning and strategy has to come in. Is this clear? Okay. Today I'm asking you to order a lunch, and then that is from their marketing team, where they're telling. Marketing moves from department to community. Brand is something which is interacting in real than actually just staying silent. These days, brands also have started replying to influencers, reels and all, if you have observed. Why are they doing that? To build the engagement. They feel like connected to audience. There are people who are actually talking about it, then um, they are feeling connected. They feel that they are together, someone is caring about them. Okay. So all these changes, um, all these changes are something which is very, very important and implemented, so that people can actually rely and reduct on to gain the attention, gain the trust, everything. Okay. Try to understand with respect to the departments how it is actually going in. If anyone has any doubt, you can leave a message here. Okay. The features of reach, tracking, engagement, optimization, we'll see. In traditional marketing, it's static, and digital, it is adaptive. That means traditional, once you have launched, you'll be not able to make a lot of change. But when it comes to digital, you can make the change based on your requirement. Reach is like the local boundaries are there, regional boundaries. Like last time I told, someone staying in Karnataka will see real the TV ads in between. I'm seeing a Kannada serial, so I'll be seeing a um, Kannada ad only. In Kannada language only the ad will be. If I'm seeing in Tamil, Tamil ad only will be there. So it is with respect to location where geographical boundaries are there. Because maybe if I see a Telugu ad, I will not understand because I'm not a native speaker of Telugu. Okay, someone seeing from some other region, Marathi, they'll not understand because maybe they don't know Marathi. So they have to cater, like TV ads has to cater based on what language they're specifically serving also. So it is bit tricky, but here with respect to digital, it is global and interest based. If someone is interested in my content, I will show the content, or else I will not, like that. And tracking, it's based on footfalls and TRP. In TV and all, they will tell, no, this serial has so much of TRP. What does that mean? That mean people, there is a lot of people who is seeing that. There is so much of serial actress. They'll tell per day payment only is 10,000. How is serial in a position to pay that particular lead role so much? How are they ready to pay so much amount per day? Where are they getting money from? I'm asking something. Where are they getting money from? Not from views, definitely, because people are seeing, they will not get any kind of this thing through the ads, whichever is come. If there is a 30 minute serial, there are two times ad comes. After 10 minutes, one ad. After 10 minutes, one ad. Then after 10 minutes, the serial is over. So in the two ads, the ad of each brand can be either of 15 to 30 seconds, maximum 1 minute. More than 1 minute, no one will watch. Not even 1 minute. Maximum, it will be 30 to 45 minutes, seconds. So when it is with respect to this, they'll be earning money. If they have to give for all the people in the serial so much of money, then just imagine the money flow that is coming from TV advertisement. It will be insane, no? Like if one day the lead actor has to be paid 10,000 per day, only they should earn lakhs together. Only then they will be able to feed the mm, entire crew people in that particular serial. So that is something which is very, very risky and very challenging. That is why TV ads are very expensive. That is why if you see these days, in if a serial, some hero is going on main highway road. In that highway road, here maybe some Surf Excel or some jewelry ad will be there. Have you observed? Inside serial only, while serial is going on, there will be some ad. Why? Because they can earn parallelly through sponsorship. That is called as sponsorship. They are sponsoring that particular segment. They're sponsoring that particular cafe. Maybe if there is some two couple maybe talking, they will go to a cafe is sponsoring them that. So all these things happen with respect to sponsorship, which is also a parallel money coming in for any kind of serial that is being tracked on TRP. Okay, footfall is majorly for if there is any highway, this uh, airport road highway. So there the pricing they quote is higher because there is lot of crowd which goes to airport every day. Maybe near Kengeri or any isolated place, the ads will be lower because there is no so much of footfall. Yesterday, I was discussing about one more example. There is one of my neighbor at my place. She sells that this what is it called? Peanuts, masala peanuts she sells. She was telling that she had been to some exhibition where there was very good footfall, and she was able to make almost 7,000 rupees per day. If she's earning 7,000 easily, the exhibition person can ask for 1,000 per day as a rent. If she's earning only maybe 3 to 4,000, then a person the exhibition person is forced to reduce the price of rent because there is no more footfall which can run her business. Okay, so footfall is something which is very important when it comes to offline. And engagement. In engagement, there is no engagement. It is very passive because only brand is speaking and there is no other person who is there. When it comes to optimization, I told you what changes you can make so that it is better from before. Okay, in terms of that, they don't have time to do it in that particular campaign. They have to wait till next campaign. But when it comes to digital marketing, it is global interest base. They can track how many clicks, how many sale, what kind of interaction. UTM through UTM link, they can actually track the entire customer journey of where customer is going, how they are interacting, everything. Okay. With respect to engagement they have active because they're commenting the story, they're talking to influencers. All these things they're doing, which is making the brand stand out and building a rapport with audience. Optimization they can do whenever they feel that the campaign is not performing well, and not wait till the next campaign. But has with lot of experience, what I would suggest is you should not do again and again optimization. For example, if there is one makeup done, again if you're touching, the makeup will get spoiled. No, same way campaign also has to get some time, so that it understand, the algorithm understand. Today I decide to become an influencer, I can't directly jump in and tell why is my reel not working. I have to give the time for algorithm to understand who are my audience, what are my audience, is my audience interested, why should they come to Bhumika's channel, and what are the kind of audience I can capture. All these parameters I have to track. Only then I can decide that there is no engagement or not. Okay, I have to optimize or not. What kind of changes I have to do. I have to wait for sometimes for the algorithm to understand. Same way when it comes to any kind of campaign, you have to give at least minimum of 7 days is what we suggest. Okay, minimum of 7 to 14 days to observe and then optimize a campaign. Is this clear till here? Okay. Other than this, what do you think there is a difference between digital and traditional marketing? Think about any. Think of any other example. When you are writing examples, tell like why are you telling that example? Because if you tell one word, I will really not understand what you're trying to communicate. Tell example. Try to tell example. Traditional marketing is time consuming. Traditional is time taking and yeah, time taking and this thing is very valid. Traditional marketing takes a lot of time. They are time consuming. They have to do a professional shoot. They have to try to understand and resonate with what is happening. All these back end homework is so much for them to do. But when it comes to digital marketing, it's much more easier, cheaper, effective, everything. Yeah, in traditional marketing, it is very hard to analyze. That you'll be not able to actually make any kind of strategical behavior with respect to whatever the brand wants. But when it comes to traditional marketing, you will be able to not estimate what is the kind of footfall or any footfall. You can give a rough estimation. Okay, I can seeing the crowd going coming. I can just tell that. Maybe roughly 20 to 25 thousand people have come. I can't be very specific. Okay. This is also correct. Digital marketing is more specific. In traditional marketing, local detergents can be marketed. Yeah, on society, you can randomly sell that I've launched something. If you want, try some free trial, sampling, everything can be done. Virtual and is a specific audience targeting. Yeah, when it comes to traditional market, digital marketing, it's very specific audience based on their interest. Like someone who is seeing a right. Okay. See, try to tell proper sentence. 1 minute I was like, what are you trying to tell? Yeah, someone who is actually trying to, if maybe my cousin is getting married, he's sending me something related to marriage and all, automatically my feed will be filled with this videographers, this catering, all these kind of business associated with respect to wedding, clothing, everything. That is because they do with respect to the kind of niche targeting which happens. Okay. Okay, I just wanted to ask you, um, when you see ads in cinema, when you go to a movie and then you see a ad, which kind of marketing is it? You understood my question? When you go to a movie, you see a ad in between, right? Which kind of advertisement is that? There's so much of different answers. Traditional marketing because they're showing to us, reaching directly to audience. In digital also directly they will show, no? They will show directly only. Where is their showing? Why is it digital marketing? Commercial. It's not a digital marketing, it is a traditional marketing only, but with respect to commercial. Commercial. See, TV also is somewhere commercial only. So you can't add one more category because it is something different. It is traditional only because you'll be not able to do niche audience targeting. Jewel, local store brands, hospitals, upcoming movie ad. Before starting the movie, they all generally show that is almost like a TV ad only, but a very large scale. For example, if I'm going to a normal local movie, okay, local theater, if I'm going in local theater, what happens? I will see ads in that particular pace. Maybe if the ticket is 100 rupees, the brands who get tied up with that particular theater will be in that same pace. But when I go to PVR, I can see luxury brands like some recently I saw some ad where that uh, touch lights, sensory lights, sensory fans, everything, advanced products were there. So based on what customers they're coming, they're trying to serve that ad. Okay, based on that, they're picking the platform. Like how I told Forest Essential doesn't do a TV ad because they know which kind of audience who see TV. Same way, these movies also, it is bifurcated into two based on the ticket. If the ticket is lesser expensive brands will be there. If it's more expensive, then more expensive tickets quoting will be there. This is done so that at least with respect to buying capacity, is are they potential enough to afford my product? Godrej will never show its digital lock in a normal theater. But it will 100% show in PVR because it knows that people who are ready to spend are coming there. Is this difference clear? Did you understand the difference? Based on which product you're selling, you're actually selecting your place. Okay. Try to understand, try to concentrate. You have a local theater, you have a PVR. The kind of brands who come to local theater is based on the ticket size they have. Okay. The ticket maybe is for 100 to 150 rupees. The people coming there, maybe 10% of people maybe are rich enough to afford a sensory light, sensory bulbs, fans, everything. But 80% of them will not be able to afford such a luxury product. So they can't choose a normal theater, but they have to make sure they choose PVR somewhere. The ticket whose ticket is maybe 250 to 350 or 500 rupees. Okay, based on what my product is offering, I will select the platform. This is also digital traditional marketing, because I'm not able to specifically choose my audience, but I'm trying to estimate the kind of people coming based on the ticket size of the movie. Is this clear now? Try to respond, or else it's like again I'm repeating. It is just wasting my energy kind it will be. Okay, then we have the reality check on pros and cons. Pros is like, for example, to live in 30 minutes, the local to global, from local to global, if we want to go, we can use digital marketing. Okay, left left-handed biryani, in terms of marketing, if you want to specifically market any kind of biryani, you can easily do. Okay, but what is the cons of it? Like, there is ad fatigue. Ad fatigue means what? If you're spending 1,000 rupees per day, then maybe there are a lot of cookies means what? Some errors which is there. Breaking through is very hard, because there is so much of content on Instagram that it is becoming very difficult for brands to capture attention. Okay, recently, I don't know. Usually, I don't feel like commenting on any kind of any influencers or has such. Okay, recently there was not yesterday only. Once the class was done, I was just scrolling Instagram. Suddenly, one content captured my eyes so much. She was a Chennai based creator. Her name was. Deepika, I guess. Deepika, where she had done a very cute advertisement where there is a small kid who will be waiting for a bus in the bus stop. Okay, and then she'll be there. Suddenly, she'll give like the kid will by mistakenly drop the pencil. Okay, she'll take that pencil. She'll try to give it to him. He'll not take. She'll take the pencil and go back, and then she try to use Fevikwik and try to make it very creative. Maybe on the pencil, she'll try to have this. What is it called? Some kind of art and craft item she'll do. Next day again she'll go and she'll give that pencil. The kid will be so happy. Then he'll again give geometry box. She'll go back and she'll make it like a car, like moving geometry box kind she'll make. She'll again come and give. Then again that kid will give the notebook. Notebook also she'll do something creative where she'll put Fevikwik and then try to make it very creative, because kids really like that, enjoy that. And then the kid again will take that and he'll be very happy and excited to see that. By mistakenly, someone calls her, suddenly she drops her key and leaves the place. Then she comes back suddenly to see the key won't be there, and she'll be next day waiting for the kid. The kid would have taken the key and attached a key bunch there, and then they tell that, then the entire video summary is done in such a way that how Fevikwik is actually connecting and making memories, same way it is creating a bond and connecting humans. That kind of storyline is going, where she's trying to entertain people, she's trying to educate people about Fevikwik, and she's also inspiring through the story what she's telling. Last May she's telling that Fevikwik is creating such a strong bond between two unknown people, then how it can create a bond between two things. You understood the pattern in which story goes. Like, immediately I was like, no, I should leave a comment for the efforts and this kind of scripting she's doing. Every time you should understand any kind of content which goes out, it should be something. See, these days everyone will be like, ChatGPT is there, everything is becoming much more effective, faster, everything. I agree, because of ChatGPT, Gemini, everything. There is so many people doing so many things, but ultimately what I believe is, if you have an idea, you have a very good idea, then you have to try to use ChatGPT and Gemini to make it better, not rely on it only to actually build an idea. Okay, I've seen couple of my colleagues doing this, where they give it to ChatGPT, think like a human and give me a very engaging and interesting concept for maybe Dove soap. If it is given in such a way, it will not actually deliver. in case I'm thinking that dove is that white color where I'm trying to resonate that with a white duck, maybe I'm trying to build a story around it, that how pure the duck is. If there is some small keychard which falls under, the beauty of the duck is spoiled. Same way, the dove which is there, it is something which is enhancing our personal care. Something like that, if I have a concept, this is something which I immediately thought of. It is not something planned. You can plan it in a better way and then give it to ChatGPT and ask it to actually make a better script for you instead of completely relying on any kind of AI without you giving work to your brain to think. Okay, why am I telling this is because everything is becoming so fast that creativity requires a lot of efforts. So we don't have time to think and then act. It's very, very important. First, you have to think what you want, and then you can use ChatGPT or Gemini to make it much more sharper, much more polished, much more better. Okay, take yourself as an exercise. At least weekly once you read any one business case study and then try to have your own brand story around that particular case study. Is this clear? This is your fourth assignment. Think of any brand and try to build a story, build a script around that brand. Like, how will you actually uh, give a script for any brand? Is this clear? Is this clear? Okay. Just imagine this is one exercise which is there. There is a scenario that you are a marketing head of a newly electric supercar brand. You're a CEO and you're given 1 crore rupees. See, try to concentrate. In terms of pros and cons, I was telling that in pros, it's like targeting is much more niche or everything. In terms of cons, there is so much of noise in the market that you have to be that creative to stand out. Which I gave an example of an influencer called Deepika who had done a Fevikwik ad, which actually stood out. You have to go and check that. Content actually doesn't feel like an ad. It feels like a very personal story which everyone can connect with. Okay, so what is keyless? Cookieless future is like uh, there is so much of trash that you don't know what is the next step, like that. Okay, try to understand what is the next step and then get it done. Okay, that is on this. This is the assignment where you have to think like a marketing head for a newly super car, where your CEO gives you 1 crore rupees. He wants you to spend it all on one billboard in the center of city. You want to spend it on YouTube, Instagram, and then convince him in 2 minutes why digital marketing is better. Is this question very clear? It is a luxury car, that is supercar, or it is something which is slightly luxury. Supercars are slightly luxury, right? So think of it. How will you explain? Think of it. I'll give you 2 minutes. You can live your message. Don't give it in one word. Give it in sentence so that if I read, I can understand what you're trying to communicate. I'll give you 2 minutes. Do it fast. Oh, sorry, I was speaking on mute. You can't tell that digital marketing helps to capture more audience than billboards, because billboards also can capture a lot of audience for what money they spend based on location. If you're aware, Mysore to Bangalore flyover is there where a lot of billboards are getting so much of attention because the road is so fancy, the kind of there is full the area is fully calm that there is only billboard visible, so there's so much of attention which goes into billboard also. So this can't be the exact um, reason you can convince them. High audience is correct, but how will you actually explain them? Profits, if you do digital marketing also, you can't promise on profit. Global reach than only cities, correct, but this is not enough to convince someone, no. Yeah, global reach is first one, then targeting customer based on their interest. Like if they're interested in supercars, you can specifically target them. That is something which is correct. With digital marketing ads can wide range of audience. Billboard is limited, only people passing in that location will see, but on YouTube and Instagram we will reach millions of people. This is correct, but if maybe that supercar is there only in Bangalore, okay, maybe if it is only in Bangalore, then billboard also works with respect to the kind of audience it is capturing. But are they right audience is the question. Okay, so you have to convince with respect to the specification of targeting than only telling always global reach. Yeah, this one is slightly perfect, very close enough that it's very necessary to connect with right audience. Since supercars are actually being promoted, we need to target a segment like people who are interested in maybe F1, or maybe who is Gen Z more interested in supercars, or maybe who can collaborate with and understand the sponsorship space. This is a very, very valid and close enough answer. Okay. um Digital marketing is better because we can reach out to see, reaching out to people, you have money, you can however reach, but which audience you're reaching out to is actually a main thing. Audience are much and hide and capture in nice, and there are limitation on the billboard because of this thing, global reach. It's better for same price we'll be able to attract. Yeah, most of them are telling with respect to the audience you'll be able to capture, but right targeting is something which is very necessary. Right targeting is important, only then you will be able to stand out from the crowd. Digital marketing is targeting, measurement, visible, engaging, and cost effective. Correct. But when compared to billboards nowadays, more people use social media. See, billboards, you're passing somewhere, okay. Even though you're not concentrating, something is existing there. So we can't tell that which is more, which is less, because we can't measure what billboard as actually, how many people are actually passing by. If you want to have a global reach, you have to spend so much money only on any kind of social media. It's not that easy as it sounds, that we'll have global reach. To have global reach, you should spend also so much. If you want, just for reference, um I'll just show you what is the budget we can spend. Did marketing create engagement? People can watch videos. Engagement, everything is fine. Engagement, billboard can give only information, not action. No, yeah, this is also perfect. A billboard can give only information, but not any kind of action, because it is not both the ways. Like, for example, if you want to have a profile visit, see the kind of budget, if you see, I'm just checking, to reach around 40,000 people, I have to spend close to 1,500 rupees. Okay. In that 40,000 people also, the people who have seen only can see my ad again and again. So that is what the in the cons that was there. Creative fatigue means people who have seen can see my uh, ad again and again because they fall under that category. They have not yet bought the product. So there was one time recently, okay, every time I open, I'm seeing the same brand, the Dr. Shetty sunscreen. Every time I open, I'm seeing only that particular brand sunscreen. Okay. And I bought the product. After buying the product, also I'm seeing the same ad. That is based on creative fatigue. So you have to understand how many times you show the one audience also. Okay. It's nice to listen to a lot of various answers. Try to uh, give your perspective so that we can understand how others are also thinking. Okay. Now, the second module is about social media landscape and how exactly the AI revolution is happening. Yeah. In the AI revolution, the analysis is happening because everything is live stream. We are being, in terms of the kind of information is being, which is fed, is based on hierarchy. Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, Tier 4 is there, where with respect to relationship is there, with respect to content type is there. Each and every probabilities are something where which has to be given equal importance. That is where your segmentation comes. Okay, first thing you have to understand is segmenting the audience. Okay, based on targeting location, we have three: tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Tier 1 are metro cities, tier 2 are the normal uh, towns, and then tier 3 is villages. Okay, if I am selling a supercar, I can't rely on tier 2, tier 3 cities. The spending capacity is lesser. That doesn't mean that there are no rich people there. In tier 1, tier 3, tier 4 also, you can see a lot of um, billionaires or high net worth individuals. But still, I can't rely because the audience size is very low. There is very less audience who has that potential buying capacity of maybe a BMW or Porsche. Okay, based on that we try to divide, and then we try to divide based on your buying power. Maybe maybe it will be segmented into three based on buying power. Okay, the normal people who can't afford everything, the segment where they can afford minimum wants, and the people who want everything on demand. Okay, this is how the pattern goes with respect to the shopping behavior. Okay, this one we'll discuss tomorrow in deep detail. For now, try to understand that based on the kind of behavioral pattern, the audience are being segmented. Okay, just have a look, try to understand this. This is actually very easy. Ranking signals hierarchy, how it is being ranked, like what is the kind of future. Most of the people are actually having a value driven density with respect to the kind of analogs or the kind of bidding interaction. Like a like is one bit of interaction, click is something which is one more, and the save is something which is having a higher signal that the content is maybe good, that people want to see it again, that is why they're saving it. In terms of one more angle, if you see, the algorithm acts has like load balancing, where it acts like a user brain, where it tries to manage the content traffic to ensure that the server doesn't get bored and shut down. People close the app every time I'm showing something which is not at all relevant to, if maybe I'm interested in marketing, but if I'm again seeing ads related to Python, automatically I feel like closing the app only because it's something which is not connecting with my interest. So segmenting the behavior, STP. Don't forget these three things: segmenting based on our behavior, targeting based on our mood, and positioning a perfect ad. STP has to be done very straight. Only then you will be actually able to grab users' attention and make them engage with you. Okay. And then we have with respect to ranking, like for example, the power of this one like is much more cheaper. The save is highly intent. This content is good is what something they try to tell. In fact, in 2026, sales are reported as the powerful signal of people valuing your content. Okay, is this clear? Is this clear till here? I want you to think of any ad which you have seen recently and you have saved. Tell me, why have you saved that ad? Like, why did you, some people would have said ad also, not only content. Why would you have saved the ad? Did you really wanted the product? Or did you feel that the communication done on the ad was so effective that you saved that ad? Think of any one example. Try to understand, try to concentrate. I know continuously from 1 hour you're trying to take information, so slightly it will become difficult. Okay, so I just give you 2 minutes. Try to process what is there in this particular slide. Try to think. Like number, days, or color also. Yeah, even I was saying that these soaps, okay, usually it was box or it was oval. Now soaps and candles, there are so many beautiful designs which are coming that I don't know whether people will actually feel like using that or not, especially in candles. Okay, the candles are so good, so well presented. The kind of designs they try to innovate is so presentable that um, the kind, like when it starts dissolving, how actually people are processing, I don't know. It's very, I feel it's very hard, that the creativity there is being killed. So I don't like scented candles and all this lot of decorative candles. But the people who are doing, not the missionaries one, but the people who are actually molding that will require a lot of patience to have such innovations. Yeah, this whole truth also, whole truth is a protein bar which stood out from the crowd. Why it stood out from the crowd? Because the first thing is their packaging. They have very fancy colors that even one any brand could have think of. Okay, they have neon, purple, all fancy colors, brown, and the kind of information they share also on the packaging also is very clear. Okay, all the information is upfront that people start trusting the brand. The price is slightly expensive for Indian market, but definitely the company has a lot of potential to grow. Uh, that is also a reason that you have more eye-catching. So protein and okay, that is the same one. Which brand candle? Lot of brand candle. I'm not able to recollect the name, but a lot of brand candle. Like if you have seen, there is so many people who's like people from Bangalore can relate. If you go to MG Road, you can see a lot of candle shops, small shops, or slabs which are being arranged, and people are trying to show their creativity with respect to candles. So it's something which is very nice to see, but I don't know if it is nice to use them. Gar soap also. I don't know how much they're spending on ads. Everywhere and anywhere I can see Gar soap. Anyone tan, Gar soap is there. The kind of packaging also is not that fancy, but the kind of messaging they're giving. I'm not sure if the product is that effective, but the kind of messaging and all, it's something which is insane with respect to what they are providing. Okay. Okay. Now we'll go to the next one. Instagram uh, is with respect to social media, where 40% people who are with respect to searching, like they search for something there, they search for influencers, they search for brands, they search for companies, all these things. And then Insta versus Google, if you see, Google is something which dominates the SEO market when it comes to something. Instagram, you know the story of Instagram. Why is the name Instagram given? Why did the name Instagram come? Have you ever heard anywhere? Why was the name Instagram given? Instagram was launched by two friends who were very, very passionate about photography. Okay, where instantly they're capturing the photo from gramophone. The old days may that camera used to be there. No, they call it as gramophone or something, where instantly they were capturing photos from the gramophone. So Instagram, that is how they try to name the app, because it was only photo sharing app. Initially when they came, it was not a social media. People couldn't message, chat, everything. They could only upload their best photos whichever they were having, and then people could have commented and they could have interacted, liked, everything. There was no option for chatting, sharing, everything, because the founders wanted a platform where they can showcase their photography skills. That is why Instagram they named. Then after Mark Zuckerberg bought Instagram, he tried to adapt it based on whatever can go trending. TikTok was banned immediately. Whatever was there in TikTok got copied in Instagram, because Meta was such a big company that they can copy whoever is going trending that time. So during COVID, people were bored. They just were watching continuous reels and all. So they were trying to adapt it. Okay. And then when it comes to YouTube, YouTube is majorly for educational content. Okay. Instagram is more for entertaining. YouTube is most for educational. That is why there is lot of library. What does library mean? That when you go to library, there is lot of books where you're studying, you're getting information. Same way you can search for information there. You can watch it in bigger TV. You can have connected TV where 45 people 45 percentage of people watch YouTube on a larger scale, larger screen. Okay. Recently I'd been to my friend's place. She had literally put YouTube my songs and she's roaming the entire house because it gives acts like a speaker also. So most of them try to use it in a larger screen. Um, because it was more towards educational. Podcasts are there. You have a very bigger view. You can roam around the house. You can put on full volume and then try to consume the information. Okay, and then LinkedIn. Okay, LinkedIn is where your comment and your reach with respect to your professional content is there. Okay, and then you have other app also. Have you heard about this TikTok also? TikTok is with respect to entertaining, engaging there with video kills. LinkedIn is where you're getting jobs, you're applying for jobs, you're more serious people are there, where they want to build their portfolio, they want to share their information. If I have my own portfolio on LinkedIn, I will. Hello. Am I audible? Okay. So when if I want my portfolio on LinkedIn, I will try to present myself in such a way that my account ID will be Bhumika Sridhar. Under that only, I will tell what I've studied, what I'm working with, what exactly is my professional barriers, what are my professional goals, why am I on this platform, why should people consider me. Okay, all these things are there. I can have my past experience, what skills I have, what courses I have. Everything is in one portfolio, which is almost like a resume of one's professional um, doings, whatever they do, what kind of insights they have. Each and everything is being there. So it's very important for you to build your LinkedIn also. From now only, start building your LinkedIn profile, which helps you to actually um, build a portfolio for yourself in the professional world. Okay. LinkedIn doesn't want you to create a lot of reels and all. It majorly works on content driven. If you have potential content, if you have a static image also which has a lot of potential content, there are chances that your content can perform well. Try to understand and try to rely on. Have you heard about Clubhouse? Have you heard about Clubhouse? Have you heard about Clubhouse? What does Clubhouse tell? What does Clubhouse tell? Form, what does it tell? What does it communicate? A group of people were discussing something who will tell their stories, all kind of Ramayana, Mahabharata, everything. They will try to engage their community. Clubhouse was given a valuation of 4 billion. Then suddenly Clubhouse went under loss. Why? Do you know why? Clubhouse was making so much of profit. Clubhouse had almost 4 million dollar valuation. But do you know why suddenly Clubhouse went into loss? Why was the company into loss? Why come specific based on community interest and then initially log in through referral only. They were having this premium thing, refer only option also. If someone has to refer someone to actually be there. So after having so much of demand, why did it fail? Because during COVID, people were so jobless. They used to be on all the platform because they couldn't go out of home. They were addicted towards phone. They wanted to consume content, one or the other content they wanted to consume. In all these things, what happened? Clubhouse was going good. But when life restarted, people started becoming busy that they didn't have time to invite others to join and listen to them. Creators couldn't earn anything from Clubhouse. They couldn't reuse the content. People started falling down. Falling down in the sense, the crowd started coming down. People started refusing to use because it required a lot of attention. The major reason why it failed is because something worked in an uncertain situation like a COVID can't become a lifestyle habit for anyone. It worked in some condition because no one was supposed to go out of house. It was an unfortunate situation which made people get addicted to something. But once the lives restarted, things became much more easier and they couldn't rely on any kind of app. Okay, that is why it failed. Try to understand and try to build the company better. You have to mm, make sure that how you adapt yourself with respect to the trends which is going around you. Okay, adaptability is very important. Once you start adapting to what is happening around you, you will be able to make better decisions for the company as an individual. Okay, try to understand how the company works, how it is operated, so that it becomes easier for you. So in terms of Instagram, it is like a art gallery. Majorly, it was working only as an art gallery. LinkedIn was like a board of directors, like a room where people can actually build their trust. It was a kind of platform where people could communicate what they want. Okay. Okay, so with respect to YouTube, it is a library where people started watching in a larger thing, and it had a great shelf life. Shelf life means once you put a content, if not today, after 1 year, if it start performing well also, you can start earning. If not today, someday if it goes viral also, you will start earning. So there's no loss of making any content on YouTube is what people started pursuing. And then when it comes to TikTok, it is for entertainment. Pro is that you can go viral. One reel going viral can make you famous, but there is zero brand loyalty because one day one person feels interesting, second day second person feels interesting. But in terms of social media, high discovery chances, creativity should be in peak because there is so much of content which is there around us. It's very hard for brands to stand out. Okay. So try to understand and try to resonate what it is happening with respect to what crowd we are actually getting into. Okay. You can just write this down and okay, you can just write this down. Hope this is much more better, clear. Okay, please write this down. Write this down quicker, faster. Write this, understand this faster. Now, give me one example where you have made use of each platform. How do you use each platform? With your experience, which content type you observe in each platform? LinkedIn, you use it for searching for jobs and self promotion, promoting yourself for jobs. Next, how have you used any other platform? Which kind of content you consume in each platform, you can tell maybe. which kind of content you consume in each platform. On YouTube, once a time I made a page and made video related to. Okay. It's more of you're explaining something, you're educating maybe about any form of Bhagavad Gita or anything. YouTube academics with respect to knowledge or any kind of creativity you're showing. Someone can make cooking videos also. If someone want help in understanding and making preparing something, they can use it. Many reasons like yeah, studying, cooking, informative videos, podcast storytelling, Instagram for posting photos related to travel, achievement, happiness, correct. Then for TikTok for entertaining, editing skills enhancement. Yeah, perfect. It is clear, no, like what you're using for what. Okay, try to understand how exactly we'll be doing. When it comes to visual discovery, AI audio is ranked. Whenever you're speaking something in podcast more than your video, audio is something which captures attention. Now, for example, I'm teaching you what category this comes under. This is educational. I'm giving you education related to marketing where I'm educating. Even though I turn off my video and if I speak, that is where the information is delivered. But without speaking, if my video is on also, it's of waste. So whenever it comes to educational content, your Instagram or YouTube majorly focus on audio. Okay, best for visual banners, Instagram, YouTube is best for your audios. Okay, if a podcast audio is not clear, you will be not able to do anything. Okay, but when it comes to LinkedIn, with respect to expertise, the prawns are there is high lead value because serious people are there on LinkedIn. For time pass, they will not come. If someone wants job or someone is hiring, in these situations only people will come on LinkedIn. If they want to simply do time pass, if they just want to simply do time pass, they will not come on LinkedIn. Okay. When they want to see, learn something, they will go on YouTube. If they want to actually have any kind of entertainment, your hook means what? Hook, body, conclusion. That is CTA, call to action. All these three things has to be aligned from the introduction to body to conclusion. If this pattern is being followed, then the brand is actually sustaining or it is not sustaining. It will be there. Is this clear? Try to understand brand positioning is very, very important. Okay. Once you understand brand positioning, what the brand wants, what you're serving as a brand, you'll be able to make a better forecast of information. Okay. Always understand, write this down. I'll give you 2 minutes, write this down. Write this down. Fatigue means you're showing one person 100 times same thing. Okay. The meaning of fatigue in marketing is you're bombarding information on someone who already have seen something. Okay. If I tell someone again and again that you have hair fall, you have hair fall, you have hair fall, you have already told. If you be telling it at one point, it becomes very irritating for that person. No, that is creative. Every time, if I keep on showing the same ad, that becomes creative fatigue. Okay. We'll wind up here. Any doubts? Do ask. The chat is open. Any doubts? Anything from today's class? I know too many things were covered. Um, today's and this entire week, if you understand the fundamental concepts, it will be easy for you from the next week. What is STP? STP means segmenting audience based on their behavior. For example, just think that I am interested in fitness. Okay, I am maybe a fitness influencer. I have my Instagram page in my name. I am a fitness influencer where I'm doing content related to fitness. So Instagram would have segmented me as a fitness interested audience. Okay, so it is segmenting based on my behavior. Okay, I am segmented as fitness, but maybe I buy a gym outfit or I'm searching for a gym outfit. That is, Instagram has to target me based on my mood here. I'm into fitness, but at this moment, what am I interested in? What am I actually looking in? That they have to target. P means position. At right time, they have to position that ad and target me so that the conversion happens. Is this clear? That is called STP. Segment based on your behavior, target based on your mood, and position a perfect ad so that the conversion happens. People actually buy your product. Okay. Someone was asking about the job opportunities which are there. See, I'll be trying to cover most of the topics which are there, but ultimately I can cover the topics. It's about you executing, you trying to, whatever concepts I've thought, like for example, STB. Take a brand example, try to research about it, how this brand is working. Maybe if I'm talking about Sugar Cosmetics, who is into beauty and personal care, how they are trying to segment audience based on what persona is, which kind of audience their target audience is, and how they are trying to target maybe someone interested in lipstick versus maybe someone interested in maybe powder. Okay, how they are trying to target, knowing their segment audience, and then what ad they're positioning at the right time. All these things, take brand example and build a story around it so that you will be prepared for interview. Okay, concepts converted into the practical example, observing your surrounding can help you crack a better job. Okay, concepts, most of the things I'll be covering. Okay, basic to moderate. Okay, but how you'll actually execute is something which is very important. Okay, today's assignment is take one brand example and try to research about how the brand actually was launched, what is the story of the brand, what is the positioning of the brand, and how they are actually talking about the brand. Any one brand example, and you try to do this. Understood? How they're segmenting their audience, how they're targeting their audience, how they're positioning their ad. This one you try to address. Take a brand example, take a brand example and do STP of their marketing strategy. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. It was a wonderful session. Hope it was more informative. If any doubt is there, you can drop the message. Try to understand concepts. If something is not clear, you can ask me once the tomorrow's class begins. Okay. Any concepts you have not understood, try to clear in the next session so that you don't have the baggage for the next week. Thank you. If any feedback or if any questions is there, you can leave me a note.
Yeah, thank you all. I request please mark your attendance. Just a reminder. Okay, fine. We will wind up for the day. Thank you. Thank you, Bhumika ma'am.
Thank you.